From the moment she stepped onto the world stage, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, captured the public's imagination. Her journey from a private citizen to a future queen consort has been one of the most closely watched transformations of the modern era. In a world accustomed to watching her every move, she has become a global symbol of grace, duty, and quiet resilience. She navigated the immense pressures of royal life with a poise that often belied the intensity of the scrutiny she faced, seamlessly blending the ancient traditions of the monarchy with a relatable modern touch. But this morning, the familiar rhythm of royal life came to an abrupt halt. In a move that silenced headlines and froze newsrooms around the globe, a terse statement was issued from Buckingham Palace. It announced an unprecedented joint address from both His Majesty the King and his heir, the Prince of Wales, concerning the future of the princess. The word unprecedented is often overused, but not here. Never in modern history have a reigning monarch and the next in line scheduled such a formal, combined address on a matter concerning another senior royal. The announcement sent a shockwave of speculation across the world. All other news faded into the background. On the streets of London, people gathered around screens, their faces etched with concern. In television studios from Sydney to Toronto, anchors scrambled for information and royal experts were summoned to offer context for an event that had no precedent. What could be so momentous as to require the combined weight of the king and the future king to deliver it? The hours leading up to the broadcast were filled with a tense, global silence. The nation, and indeed the world, held its collective breath, waiting. Then, the moment arrived. The setting itself was a masterpiece of royal communication. Not the imposing throne room, but an intimate yet deeply formal drawing room. 2 chairs, placed side by side. Behind them, the weight of history in the form of ancestral portraits. The message was clear before a single word was spoken. This was about family as much as it was about the crown. In a carefully orchestrated display of familial solidarity and institutional strength, both the King and the Prince of Wales prepared to address the world. The King spoke first. His expression was grave, the familiar warmth in his eyes tempered by a profound seriousness. He was speaking not just as a monarch, but as a concerned father-in-law.
We are deeply grateful for the overwhelming support the public has shown our family during this challenging time. After careful consideration and medical consultation, it has become clear that a long-term adjustment to the princess's role is necessary for her continued well-being.
The words were chosen with surgical precision. Medical consultation confirmed the gravity. Long-term adjustment dispelled any notion of a temporary retreat, and continued well-being placed the princess's health as the paramount, non-negotiable priority. Then, the camera turned to the Prince of Wales. The shift was palpable. Where the King spoke for the institution, Prince William spoke from the heart, his voice resonating with the unmistakable weight of a husband and father.
As Catherine's husband and the father of our children, my priority has always been my family's health and happiness. While this decision was not made lightly, we believe it represents the best path forward for Catherine, for our children, and for the institution we serve.
His words were a powerful declaration, but the final phrase was crucial, and for the institution we serve. It was a direct acknowledgement of the constitutional tightrope they were walking. This was not an abdication of duty, he signaled, but a redefinition of it. The King, as sovereign, spoke of the needs of the monarchy. Prince William, as a husband and father, spoke of the needs of his family. Together, they presented a united front that was both deeply personal and profoundly strategic. In the long, often turbulent history of the House of Windsor, the conflict between personal happiness and public duty has been a recurring, destructive theme. The abdication crisis of 1936 saw a king choose love over the crown. In later generations, personal struggles were often hidden behind a veneer of stoicism, with tragic consequences. This announcement felt different. It was not a crisis erupting into public view, but a controlled, deliberate recalibration. The message was clear, sober, and delivered with a powerful sense of shared purpose. It signaled a monarchy attempting to learn from its past, one where the well-being of its members is no longer seen as secondary to the demands of the institution, but as essential for its survival. The announcement, when it came, sent ripples across the globe. While whispers of change had circulated, the definitive statement from the palace was still a profound shock. The Princess of Wales, A figure who has so gracefully navigated the complex path from a private citizen to the heart of the royal family would be permanently redefining her public life. For over a decade, she has been a constant, reassuring presence, celebrated not just for her style and poise, but for her genuine warmth and steadfast dedication. Her journey has made her one of the most popular and effective working royals of her generation. This decision, therefore, is not merely personal. It marks a significant and historic shift in the architecture of the modern monarchy, a recalibration of duty and family in the 21st century. But palace officials and the Prince of Wales himself have been emphatic. This is not a retirement. It is a strategic refocusing, a pivot towards a different kind of service. In a personal and heartfelt statement, the prince outlined a new path forward, one born of necessity but forged with purpose. He announced that the princess, while stepping away from the relentless schedule of public appearances, will now dedicate her considerable energy and influence to a singular, ambitious goal: building one of the world's most significant philanthropic organizations. This new global foundation will be entirely focused on what has become her life's work: the critical importance of early childhood development. It's a cause she has passionately championed for years, moving it from the fringes to the center of social policy debate. While she will no longer be on the front lines, cutting ribbons or attending state banquets, her work will enter a new, arguably more powerful phase. She will now be the guiding force, the chief strategist and visionary behind this global mission. From behind the scenes, she will convene world leaders, academics, and frontline practitioners. Her role will shift from public figurehead to a powerful global convener, using her unique platform to foster collaboration and drive innovation. The foundation's aim is not to replace existing charities, but to act as a global catalyst. It will fund groundbreaking research, invest in scaling up proven solutions across different cultures, and work to influence international policy. This is about using her influence to affect systemic, generational change on a greater, more lasting scale. The move has been widely praised by royal experts, who see it as a masterful and compassionate example of the monarchy's ability to evolve. It's a delicate balancing act between the centuries-old demands of the institution and the personal needs of the family at its heart.
This is a profoundly modernizing moment for the monarchy. Historically, the institution has been rigid. When a royal could no longer perform public duties, they would often fade into obscurity. But this is different. This is not an ending, it's a transformation. It shows a family and an institution that is able to adapt to a human crisis with compassion, intelligence, and strategic foresight. They are not just reacting. They are proactively shaping a new, sustainable model of royal duty. They are prioritizing the health of a beloved family member over the rigid demands of tradition. In doing so, they are sending a powerful statement to the world about their values. It demonstrates a monarchy that is human, resilient, and relevant. This also reinforces the image of the future king, Prince William, as a modern leader, a husband and father first. That is a narrative that resonates deeply with the public.
And the public has responded with an overwhelming wave of support. Social media and news outlets worldwide have been flooded with messages of affection for the princess and admiration for the family's decision. This moment of vulnerability has, paradoxically, strengthened the bond between the monarchy and the people it serves. It's a clear signal that in this new era, the health and well-being of the family is not just a private matter, but the true and enduring foundation of the crown itself. Within minutes of the announcement, the digital world erupted. The response was not just immediate, it was a tidal wave of solidarity. Across social media platforms, hashtags trended globally, painting a picture of overwhelming love and support for the princess's decision. This wasn't the cautious, measured reaction of years past. This was a modern, heartfelt embrace from a public that has watched her journey unfold. From heads of state to ordinary citizens, the message was unified. Formal statements from governments across the Commonwealth and beyond lauded her bravery. But it was the public's voice that resonated most powerfully. On the streets, people gathered not in protest, but in celebration of her choice. This display of unity from the public and, crucially, from within the royal family, signals a significant shift. It demonstrates a monarchy adapting to the 21st century, valuing personal well-being as a strength, not a weakness. For a woman who has lived under the relentless gaze of the public eye, this was more than a statement. It was a profound act of self-determination. From the fairy tale wedding that captivated the world, to her evolution into a dedicated mother and respected senior royal, she has navigated immense pressure with grace. In a world demanding silent endurance, her choice to prioritize health is a courageous lesson in modern leadership. This isn't an abdication of duty, but a redefinition of it. By stepping back from traditional roles, she is stepping forward into a new, focused mission. Her new foundation, dedicated to the well-being of children, is poised to make a tangible, global impact. It's a strategic move, channeling her influence where it can be most effective, promising a legacy built not on ceremony, but on substantive change. This is service reimagined for a new era. Ultimately, this is the story of a princess, a wife and a mother, taking control of her own narrative. In doing so, she has not weakened the institution, but fortified it. By choosing her own path, with the unwavering support of her family and a grateful nation, she has shown that a modern monarchy can be both traditional and progressive, dutiful and above all, human. Her journey forward, from the palace to the world stage, begins now, on her own terms. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.